Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to our first ever virtual neighbor night. I am Nate.
I'm Courtney.
And we are absolutely stoked to have you guys joining us through our webpage, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever on the World Wide Web that you have found us. We'll go ahead and give folks about just a few more seconds to kind of get in here, and we'll be getting started with our programming in just a second. Do you have anything to say, Courtney?
Not really. I'm just really excited to be here.
Wonderful.
Happy to have people joining us.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Keep on coming in. Thank you guys so much for logging in. We are stoked to get going.
How's your day going?
My day is going wonderfully, Courtney. How are you?
Pretty good. Tuesdays are awesome days.
I know. Tuesdays are good because they bring us neighbor nights.
They do.
All right, we will go ahead and get cracking right now. So, welcome to Neighbor Night. This is what we do in a normal semester every other Tuesday here in the Bobo. We love to have all these tables out here having a wonderful dinner and wonderful conversation with our neighbors here at Baylor. But obviously this year things are going to be looking a little bit different because you are not here, you are watching us on a screen. But we're super happy to have you guys out here. If you're on Instagram or you're able to comment, feel free to drop us comments throughout the night, and we'll be trying to get those shared with the world as we go along. Courtney, who is tonight's Neighbor Night going to be hosted? Or actually, why do we do Neighbor Nights in the first place? What are these?
Neighbor Nights are days that we designate to have a meal together with our Baylor Bears from all over the world, and we have usually a host from a student organization on campus who pairs with us to bring us delightful meals and great discussions. So tonight we have paired with Better Together BU, which is a student organization on campus, and that's what we're doing tonight.
Exactly. Thank you, Courtney. Yeah, normally we like to think that Neighbor Nights, we try to strive for Mr. Rogers. But now that we're doing this sort of online cooking show, think of like a mix of Mr. Rogers and Guy Fieri. Better Together, the organization that Courtney talked about, is what we're both a part of. It's an interfaith group on campus where we, through weekly meetings, we try to have conversation and learn, just like the Golden Neighbor Nights, all about our neighbors.
Our meetings are Tuesdays at 6 o'clock on Zoom.
Yes, and we'll be talking a little bit about that at the very end of the meeting if you're interested in chatting about Better Together. Courtney, should we head on over to the kitchen and find out what is being cooked up tonight?
I think that's a great idea. I'm so hungry and so excited.
Sounds wonderful.
Let's head
over to the kitchen. Alright. And now that we're actually, Nora, go ahead and switch with me. Yes. Now that we are over at the kitchen, let me introduce our third co-host for the night, Nora. Hello. Nora, what year are you in right now?
I'm a sophomore.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Nora is another one of our lovely leaders in Better Together. All right, let's go ahead and meet our kitchen staff. Who do we have back here tonight?
Hello, I'm Manal. I'm also a sophomore at Baylor.
Wonderful.
I'm Kaylee. I'm a grad student at the Masters of Social Work.
And I'm Bethany. Hi, I'm a master's social work student as well with Kaylee.
Wonderful. Thanks, y'all. And what do we have cooking on the menu for tonight?
So tonight we thought, what better way to start off the year by talking about comfort food? We decided to pick chicken and waffles because as a Southerner, we know we love fried chicken. And we love breakfast, so what better way to put the two together and get the best of both worlds than chicken and waffles? I made this recipe over summer, sitting in quarantine with my family, and it turned out amazing. It made me feel at home and didn't really feel like we were in quarantine. So we decided that a good way to bring our community together and share a meal, and the best meal to have is chicken and waffles. So that's what we have here tonight, and we have been here prepping since 5 to feed everyone here. Since we don't get to have the 75 to 100 people normally, we decided that we were going to share our recipe and our kitchen with y'all virtually. So that's what we have going on here tonight, and we'll continue to keep showing our progress throughout the night.
Yeah, listen, we have Kaylee over here. What do you have going on right here, Kaylee?
I am mastering waffles right now. I want them to be nice and hot when everybody gets them. So I started last out of all of this to make sure that when we got them, they were nice and ready. So this is the waffle part of your meal.
Absolutely lovely. Nor, how do you think it looks?
I think it looks great. They've been doing such a good job.
I agree. We are absolutely excited to have you.
We wish y'all had smell-o-vision because it smells so good in here.
I mean, now I really do feel like God here. Let me get a close look for you guys on our Twitter.
Welcome to
and
Flavor
I mean,
Town.
look at that. Look at that golden brown. It is lovely. All right. Thanks, y'all. We will be coming back here to chat with y'all in a few minutes. For now, Nora, I think we should go chat with some people about comfort food. Sounds good. All right. Hello, everyone. So, it would not be a neighbor night if we did not invite a few of our lovely neighbors to come chat with us tonight. So, let's go ahead and meet who we have here joining us tonight. Would you like to start, Cheryl?
Well, you gave it away.
I know, I threw in your name, sorry.
Well, my name is Cheryl Westluang, and I actually work in the Department of Multicultural Affairs. And I am a neighbor, and I love Neighbor Night very much. And I am so excited to be here. I've known Michaela now, I guess like 3 months, only on Zoom. So this is a really special day to me.
Me? Okay. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and I am a ministry associate here at the Bobo, and I am a grad student here at Baylor, and I love Neighbor Night, and I'm really excited to be here to eat some chicken and waffles with you guys.
And I'm Kyla. I'm a freshman div student, and I'm excited for my first neighbor night, finally meeting everyone in person.
Wonderful. Well, it was great to meet you all. And with the topic of comfort tonight, Courtney, would you like to introduce our first discussion topic? And feel free to reflect on these questions yourself. If you're on Instagram or any platform where you're able to comment, feel free to comment in with your own stories, and we'll try to share those throughout the night. Anyways, Courtney, sorry.
So, because we're having comfort food tonight and talking about comfort, we thought it would be nice to talk about some times that in our lives where we've had comfort brought to us in a stressful time, or things that we go to when we feel stress or discomfort. What are some things that bring you comfort in your life that you'd like to share?
I guess something that brings me comfort or when I'm going through a hard time, I always like to, of course, I talk to my family first, and then picking up a good book always helps, and a nice cup of tea always makes you feel warm inside, and just brings a little bit of comfort.
Wonderful. Thank you, Michaela.
I think for me, comfort comes a lot from music. And there are different, I really love musicals. I was a theater director for several years, and so I love to put on a good musical and just feel all the feelings that a musical brings to me. And also just maybe I need to calm down. So music comforts me.
Is there a favorite musical or musician?
This is really, we could go on and on about this, but I will keep it brief. Favorite musical currently is probably In the Heights by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Of all time is definitely Les Mis, because obviously, right?
Hey, Kathleen. Cheryl, anything that brings you comfort?
Oh, that's a good one. I think it changes over time. Currently, something I've also done to, pop in the headphones, and it's a musical or maybe music from childhood that my parents listened to, which is a little bit bizarre that that's kind of where things have come back around to. Lately, I've actually gone to Audible with books, but books that I'm really familiar with, and so not something I have to think about, but there's just sort of particularly ones like an author who's reading their own work and just going through that. The other thing you'll appreciate, Nate, that brings me a lot of comfort is if I could buy like a old baseball or softball, because I really like fidgets, toys, and like just the smell of a baseball. The tactileness.
Of course.
Yeah.
Baseball is the best.
I
Is
know.
there any book you're going through right now?
Yeah, actually, I went back and grabbed Searching for Sunday by Rachel Held Evans, which she reads, and she goes through the sacraments to kind of tell her religious journey, and I've surprised myself that has been so meaningful to me, just because of where I'm at, but it has brought up a lot of things for me to think about, so it's been very good.
Lovely. Thank you. Courtney, do you have any stories you'd like to share real quick?
Let's see. Things that bring me comfort. I guess spending time with people I love and people that I know can be there for me and will support me. And so things like neighbor nights, things like our Better Together meetings, and just seeing people that I know I can talk to and they'll listen. And
Yeah, I definitely relate to you on the seeing people bringing comfort. That's something I've had a really hard time with in the quarantine. That's something that my roommates have brought me a ton of joy throughout the month when not being able to go out and see other folks. So, yeah, lovely.
thanks for sharing, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
we
being
appreciate
open
it.
with us and getting to know you guys a little bit better.
Yeah. Do we have anything in the Instagram live comments? Anybody dropping any stories of comfort? And Josh and Nora? Wonderful. In that case, why don't we head back over to the kitchen and we'll try to hear some stories of comfort food. Head on over. All right. Back to the kitchen. Woo! All right. And Nora, get in there. Come on. Everybody's gonna see your beautiful face. Bethany and Kaylee, I'm wondering if you guys have a story of a time when there's been some sort of comfort food that's brought you any joy. Any stories behind food?
Yes. Every year I get to enjoy my comfort food. My favorite comfort food is my grandma's Thanksgiving stuffing. That is my favorite. Nothing can compare to it. She taught me how to make it. She uses 3 different kinds of breads, vegetables, all the goods in it. And she just sort of made it up one day, and it's always a family favorite. And I think it's my favorite, and it brings me so much comfort because the atmosphere that I'm always in when I'm eating it is surrounded by people I love. Even if we don't see face to face on a lot of issues, we still have love for each other at the end of the day. And we're able to sit around a table and eat around food that we all love. So that is my favorite comfort food.
Wonderful. Kaylee, do you have any tales?
Yeah, so my favorite comfort food is actually a drink. It's not a food, and every Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, anytime any of my family comes together, my dad makes this drink. It's a concoction of a whole lot of things, but I never knew growing up, and neither did anyone else in the family know what was in this drink. We just all had it, and I kid you not, we drank it all day like it was water from heaven. Like, we were making it every hour, all the time. And we still do to this day. But what is so cool about that, aside from the fact that it just brings everyone so much joy and we all never stop drinking it, is a few years ago, my dad brought me and my sister into the whole process and showed us what was important about the drink and what makes it so special. And so that was kind of a coming of age thing for my sister and I that we didn't even really know that we wanted. But now it brings us together in that, like, when our family comes together, we get to be a part of that initiation. We get to be a part of the love that we get to share when we're all eating together. Because we all get different foods, but, like, we all drink the same thing. So that's my comfort story.
you have any secrets you can share with us? Maybe a base ingredient in the drink, or is that top secret?
So, I guess my favorite thing I like to say is that the drink never tastes the same twice, because of the ingredients, the nature of the ingredients. So that's kind of what makes it so special, is like you'll never have the same one twice.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And Manal, our head chef for the night, made these killer chicken and waffles. I'm sure that you have a great food story for us.
Yeah, so I would say my favorite comfort food is something that I could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's something that my grandma and my mom make, and it's a traditional dish called biryani, and it's basically chicken and rice with a lot of flavoring, and it's comfort food for me because, like, whenever I'm down or, you know, sometimes when I come home from college and I just want a good home-cooked meal, my grandma or my mom would make biryani, and that's something that, like, since I've been little, I could eat all day, every day. And so whenever that's made, my siblings know that it's for me, and we all sit together and just, like, feast. And I think that is a meal that, like, it's just chicken and rice, but it's so universal in that, like, you invite people to eat it, and it's a special occasion, but it's also, like, very close to home and just delicious. The smell-o-vision for that kind of dish is out of this world. So, yeah, I would say biryani would be my favorite comfort food.
Wonderful. We'll have to make that at a future neighbor night or something. That sounds awesome. Nora, do you have a tale of comfort food?
Yeah. Okay, so again, it's not a food, it's a drink. It's definitely coffee. I wrote a paper about coffee for interfaith leadership, but coffee is just my comfort. It's just something that you can get with any friend, and you can just talk. What about you, Nate?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, just a couple nights ago, I made a dish that I've never made before that was just basically like pretty much a taco bowl. It was just chicken, beans, rice, chili powder. For some reason, it tasted exactly like this dish that my family makes. This like spaghetti that gets topped with turkey chili. It's kind of like that Skyline chili from Cincinnati, if you've heard of that. For some reason, this thing I made had all the same flavors, and it was absolutely lovely and delightful. So that was very exciting. Just kind of reminded me of home last night. Yeah, that was nice. Nora, I wanted to ask you, are you a home brewer of the coffee, or you have a favorite coffee shop in Waco?
Oh,
What's your
Common Grounds,
Very
of
nice,
course.
very nice. I'm more of a dichotomy guy myself, so I can respect the common ground. Wonderful. And are there any big progress updates from the kitchen?
Would you all like
Anything
to
going
see how we're doing the chicken?
on? Oh, that would be absolutely lovely to check
I'm
that
gonna
out.
bring my supplies over here so we can get a good snapshot. Yeah. Can you bring the pan?
Yes.
All right, so this is a chicken thigh with bone-in, and it's been sitting in the brine of buttermilk and salt for the past 2 hours. And then we have our flour mixture here in a pink bowl, has some seasonings, flour, salt, pepper, all the good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and do this. This is how you get real crispy. Flour, egg mixture, sort of slop it off, and then back in the flour. Just make sure all those crevices are filled. And then for easy transporting purposes across the kitchen, we're gonna go ahead and put it in this pan, and Manal here is gonna go put it in our frying oil in the back.
Wow, that bread-in looks absolutely fantastic. I am very, very excited to eat that later tonight. And about how long are you gonna fry it for, Manal?
About 6 to 8 minutes until it's really dark brown and nice and crunchy. And you can tell when the chicken is really moist. So it should be good. It won't take too long. And something that I love about fried chicken is that crunch on the outside, and then that nice, soft, warm, and like just cozy feeling on the inside of chicken paired with a waffle. Out of this world. And you get sweet and salty, a little bit of heat from our flour mixture. Yeah, so that's what I would say is a little bit about the chicken.
Sweet. I really hope all y'all have been taking notes while you've been at home because, I mean, this is the ultimate recipe right here. This is gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect for it. Maybe you can cook it this weekend. Who knows? All right. Thank you so much, our chefs. Very excited to eat this later. Why don't we go back and have a little table conversation about a little bit of discomfort? Over here. And oh my gosh, looks like another person has joined us for our table conversation. How exciting
We're
is that?
neighbors.
Yeah, no, see, you come to a neighbor night and you never know how many new neighbors that you're going to pick up throughout the night. I'm stoked. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Young man? And go ahead.
Stan.
Speak.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow. Hi, my name's Tyler. I'm the coordinator for recruitment and training here at Spiritual Life, and just here with these lovely people, ready to eat some good chicken and waffles. And so we're just making ourselves hungry by talking about food.
Yes.
Lovely, love that. All right. Thank you, Tyler.
You bet.
And Courtney down on the end, would you like to introduce what we're going to be talking about in this segment?
Yeah, so since we already talked about things that bring us comfort and make us feel comfortable, it wouldn't be a neighbor night if we didn't also talk about some harder topics. So what are some times that you might have felt uncomfortable either at Baylor or in your life, and kind of explain why you didn't feel comfortable or welcome, and maybe share a little bit about how that brought you growth, or maybe made you feel like stronger afterward.
Yes. Anybody have a story about maybe a time you felt discomfort that you would like to share? If not, I'd be more than happy to start. I had a really tough time my first couple months being at Baylor. I guess I wasn't used to the Christian environment of Baylor, and I struggled at times because a lot of folks would bond over going out every Sunday and making friends at church and with their community groups. And that was something that I tried my best for a while, went to 5 or 6 different churches, and I guess really had just not really something that I ended up connecting with. And that was something that took me quite a while to kind of, I guess, accept and get used to. And last year, I ended up having a really good friend of mine who I'd go out to coffee with every Sunday morning instead. And I guess that was a great comfort for me to have a friend who I could kind of bond with this sort of struggle of feeling a little bit out of place with Baylor sometimes. Yeah, so tale for me.
There we go. I hope I can word this right, but I mean, I've been playing competitive golf for over 10 years, and my senior year of high school, it was a rough patch where I wasn't able to connect with my coach or my teammates, and I had to make the decision whether it was best for me to break off from this game that I love and I've been playing for a long time, or to, find something new that I will love for myself. So then I made the decision to break off from golf, but then I found an amazing group of friends, a new family. I started my passion for photography and film. So I mean, it can be hard breaking away from something you're so used to, but then you can always find something better that you're more in love with.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Kyle. That sounds very challenging, I guess, to have something that you loved for so long and to find that you're falling out of it. So, thank you for sharing that. Do we have, out of curiosity, have we had any Instagram live comments throughout the evening in the show? Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, word that question again for us, Nate? Remind me. Was it at Baylor, discomfort?
Yeah, I guess looking for kind of two different stories here. One of them, has there ever been a time, maybe at Baylor, when you felt a bit uncomfortable, or completely different? Has there ever been a time when you felt, I guess, discomfort, and then you've been able to find some sort of personal growth out of that? Or just maybe able to find something, I guess, challenging and positive out of the discomfort? When y'all next semester are doing these in person, we ask the tough questions during neighbor nights. We hit you with the comfort food to start, and then it can get deep pretty quick. Be on the lookout.
However, you have food and no cameras, so it's very
Exactly.
different.
Yeah, at a normal neighbor night, we won't be on you with a microphone in your face asking you to share this
It's
deep
just
story.
like a nice little table. You know, this one might work. This would be throwback more to student days. So I wasn't a Baylor undergrad, but I did come here for seminary. And one of the things that was really difficult for me is that I had a period of time where I went 3 semesters where I was the only female in any of my classes. And so being the only woman in any of my classes, I started to feel really lonely and like I was sort of doubting some of the things that I was saying or where I stood or what was happening. And so what really I think came out of that was that I learned to sort of stand on my own 2 feet and that I didn't need anybody else to affirm what I believed or who I was. And so, but it also forced me to seek outside support and mentors and friends, and so I ended up finding really great support in friend groups because I got to a place where I really needed it versus trying to do everything kind of on my own. And so some of those people are still part of my life today. So
Lovely.
yeah.
It's wonderful to, I guess, have lifetime friends and mentors who come out of that.
Yeah.
Any other stories of discomfort? If not, that's totally okay. Wonderful. In that case, why don't we head on over to the kitchen and we'll try our chicken and see if we have any stories, and then I think we'll probably go ahead and wrap it up. So let's head on back to our kitchen. Back to the kitchen. Josh, do you want to pan to our setup that we have real quick? If you're watching our live stream on Twitter, you won't be able to see this, but if you're on Instagram, check out all these cameras that our lovely Dominique has set up. It's really quite the ordeal has gone into all this. Well, thank you so much, Dominique, for setting all this up for us. All right.
Like, we have our food ready here. Thanks so much, you guys, for putting it all together.
Our pleasure. So, you can't see much, but we have finished everything except putting the toppings on. Before we started, I went and asked everyone what they wanted. We have 4 options for what goes on your chicken and waffles. We have hot sauce, syrup, honey, and chocolate chips. Those were the first 4 things that came to mind when we thought about waffles and chicken, so don't ask where that came from aside from that, just top of our heads. So the chocolate chips, people who got chocolate chips went on the bottom, and then we put the chicken on top. And then what I'm doing next is going through my orders and drizzling on whatever they ordered, and then we'll give them to them. So that is what's happening right here, right now. Everyone, I'm the only one touching everything together, and I have clean gloves. We have our napkins, forks, and knives, all in separate bags that we pre-did earlier with clean gloves and clean everything, because we want to make sure that we're taking care of each other and being good neighbors to one another during this COVID season. So that's how we're trying to make sure that we're staying safe and keeping our distance. And this is our meal.
Wonderful. Kaylee, do you mind if, let's see, Courtney, are you eating a waffle?
I do. I ordered a waffle.
Do you mind if Courtney and I maybe dive into one of these real quick?
Yes, let me.
Wonderful. Grab
Let me.
something real quick.
I'll give it to you.
Sounds great. Don't want to be making any our health mistakes. It would be a real shame if we couldn't do neighbor nights anymore because of health reasons.
Okay, so Nate, you did honey and hot sauce.
Yeah, I'm going with the honey and the hot sauce.
So I'm just gonna very nicely, I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
how to.
It looks beautiful.
Hot sauce, there we go.
Amazing.
And we got some honey right here. Drizzle that
Spicy.
over.
That looks
know.
good.
Sweet and spicy is always the plan. And you guys have the Cholula.
So this one's
Thank you
yours.
I won't be needing the fork.
Okay, and Courtney, you have everything except hot sauce. So you want syrup and honey.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, a crazy waffle.
Crazy waffle. Yeah, I don't eat meat, so I'll be having just the waffle, but
Lovely, lovely.
it looks delicious. I'm very excited.
We made it just for you, Courtney.
Thank you. Yeah, so much love.
Alrighty, here you go.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a quick bite of it and give it our review,
Right.
Courtney. That's coming off. Just gonna bite right into. Oh, I don't know what the best way to do this is. Just go for it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
That's good.
the breading is
So good.
amazing.
So it's so soft, but not
Wow.
soggy, you know? Good stuff.
Now, I wasn't sure how the Cholula was gonna go with the honey, but it is absolutely fantastic. I wish that y'all could be here to experience this. This is wonderful. I wish our people at the table could. Man, this is the best. How's the waffle, Courtney?
Oh, it's so good. You know?
Amazing.
I haven't had a waffle in so long. This really is comfort food, you know?
Wow. I really do kind of feel like Guy Fieri, like I said at the beginning. I feel like I've just been taken to Flavor Town. So thank you guys. This is delightful.
Our pleasure.
While we're over here, do you guys have, no worries if not, do you guys have perhaps a story of a time that you felt discomfort at Baylor, or a time when you felt discomfort and that's brought some personal growth in your life? Anything come to mind off the top of your head?
I'll go. I would say that honestly, at the beginning of this, I felt super uncomfortable. But then having Kaylee and Bethany back here in the kitchen with me, we got it all figured out, and I feel a lot more comfortable. And so just like with these people, you know, I feel at home. And with our chicken and waffles and some good company, I've been made, like, I feel comfortable, and I hope that y'all watching make this at home with somebody else and, you know, share a meal together and feel the same comfort that we have. We really wish that y'all could be here with us tonight, but we'll have a few more. So I would just say that, yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, I would definitely agree with Manal. I was a little bit, not gonna lie, just a tiny bit stressed out before this, but now that we're here, I feel like it's going well. I'm stoked to be with all these folks. So, yeah, I think that would be a wonderful story to wrap up the evening. So, Courtney, let's wrap it up from right here. What does Neighbor Night Better Together have coming up in the future?
Well, we'll have 2 more neighbor nights this semester. But other than that, we have weekly Better Together meetings. Like we were talking about at the beginning of Neighbor Night tonight. Me and Nate are the co-leaders of Better Together, which is an interfaith group on campus, and we have weekly meetings at 6 o'clock via Zoom. And those are a lot of fun. I really hope you guys can join us this semester. And yeah, is there anything else about Better Together that you want people to know?
If you're on Instagram, you can find us at bettertogether_BU. Go ahead and send a DM to that account if you're interested, and we would be happy to give you more details about what we do. Next Neighbor Night is going to be at the end, sometime at the end of October. We'll be putting that out on all of our social media as that comes along. And I think that is all we have got for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you at a Better Together meeting or in October at the next Neighbor Night. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.